Yes, we are here. There is many collectives here wanting to assist with the questioning that you have for us.
Hi, yes. So I would like to know, what is spirituality to you, and what does it mean to be a spiritual person?
Okay. From our perspective, spirituality is being aware of us, aware of this realm, of these dimensions, understanding that you are experiencing a human experience on your planet right now, in a three-dimensional body, in a three-dimensional planet. So spirituality for us is that you're aware and awake of this information. You understand the experiences that you must have on in this life journey is being contracted by yourself and your spiritual team, and that you are experiencing everything that you want to experience and you're learning everything that you want to learn, plus some bonus rounds. And you're able to connect in trusting that this is not just a one lifetime experience. This is a purposeful event right now for you to focus on your life as you are right now, but understanding that when you leave your bodies, you can go to source, or you can travel and do other things. There is an affinity that you can live with your consciousness and awareness. And you have done this many times, and often very rarely actually people have been here for the very first time, for the very first lives. And so it is a very complex conversation to have, but being aware of us and the divinity that we provide, and the connections that we can do to help you with your spiritual team, for you to understand that while you are feeling like you are on a one-man mission, shall we say, you actually have your guides and spiritual teams watching and supporting you, to be able to make sure that you're on your life contract lessons, and that while you're still using your free will, we are still making sure and providing you with all of the lessons and experiences that you wish for. So
Wow.
that is how.
Thank
You're welcome. That is how we perceive spirituality, and a quick response from us. And the second question you had was, how are we? How are you a spiritual being?
What does it mean to be a spiritual person?
Okay, yes. So a spiritual person is one who is aware of the oneness, that we are all a collective, we are all connected, we are all from source. There is many, many, many different beings, different types of species, and we all derive from the same. And so we do not see ourselves as above or below. We see ourselves as equal to each other, honoring each other's experiences, honoring each other's journeys, and supporting each other with no ego, no threat, no jealousy, nothing but unconditional compassion and love towards each other, while we are still trying to experience the fun ride of these human lifetimes that you've experienced and signed up for.
Wow. Thank you. So, can a person be spiritual without being religious,
Hmm.
and vice versa?
Yes, we would like to use the analogy of Coke and Pepsi here. We know it's strange, it's the same sort of liquid, it comes in the same format, but it is really different. And we know that this is an analogy just to make you giggle. But we want to say and endorse potentially both of those are quite toxic for your body. So we would like to remove ourselves from that analogy, because we realize there is a sticking point here. But it seems like it's the same, but it is very different. And so we will use actually the term spirituality and religion. Religion is man-made construct, and it is focused on trying to control, for good or bad. And you know that we don't like to use the words good or bad, but to try and help morally, which is very questionable, of course. The intentions of spirit religion is to be able to help people on their journey, to be able to connect with themselves a little bit, but also follow the rules, and also incentives. If you're good, you go to heaven, and if you're bad, you'll go straight to hell. And you cannot collect the $200, pass and go. And we want to make this a light-hearted thing now with adding in the Monopoly game, because it is a game. The life that you're living, while it feels very serious and real and very intense, it is a game. that you wanted to experience. Of course, you can win games and lose games, cheat at games, advance at games, be skilled at games, be bored of games, be challenged by games. We understand that there is many things that you can feel for a game. And so we understand and we're very compassionate. So we don't want you to feel like we're mocking you here. We are merely just trying to give you a different version, a different twist of what is happening. So for religion, it is necessary for some people to be controlled, to learn discipline, and to follow the leader. And others need to have to outgrow authoritative figures that go against your morals and natural intuition, against what you have been tried to be led to believe. And so there's many reasons why people need religion, to grow from, to grow to grow outward, to grow within. And so it is very purposeful. We've not exposed you to something that could permanently detrimentally harm you, and you've chosen your lives and your experiences. And so whatever experience you've had with religion, honor it for all those lessons, because it can be very beautiful with the right combination of intention and connections. And so you are still trying to connect in with that after all. With spirituality, you remove the middleman in those churches, in those event centers, shall we say, and you are connecting in with us directly. You know that we do not judge. You know that we are nurturing and supportive. You know that we do not send you to hell if you do some small things. We celebrate your learning lessons. Then while you feel that sometimes you've been good and sometimes you've been bad, we see that as perfect for learning. And so we never judge. We're always supportive of learning and growing, because that is literally your purpose there right now. And so a spiritual person does not need to be religious, and a religious person does not need to be spiritual as such. But both are individual journeys, and it depends how you want to get to the destination. This is reliant on which path. Pick a path. Pick a path. And we say to you, someone who is still questioning where they should go, pick a path and journey that you use your intuition with and feels good for you, makes sense for you, makes it easy, makes it understandable, makes you feel like you're a good person. And if you're still judging, or if you're still allowing someone to dictate and judge for you, so then you can judge others, maybe this is not the right path for you intuitively, but then maybe this is perfect for you as well. So we always give you free will, but we would like to let you know that spirituality is not religion, and religion is not spirituality as such.
Thank you. Wow, wonderful information. So how would you describe free will for a being?
Okay, so you have the freedom to do anything you want, and you can choose as you please. You have the free will to kill someone else. You have the free will to try and kill yourself. However, we say good luck with that. If it's not in your life contract, we will not allow you to do that. But if you wanted to use your free will to do anything, you have the freedom to do it. Unfortunately, there is so much control over this planet. Some of your free will has actually been limited to you. You don't truly have the free will to have all the healthy foods and securities with your environment, not your climate control nonsense, but something else. So your free will, you have free will to choose as you please and as you want. Of course, as all adults know, your actions have consequences, and ramifications of that. And so you use your free will to do as you please for your what you think is your growth. And we're here watching, knowing that sometimes you use your free will to go a different path. And sometimes we encourage you to go back to that path because you were on the right track. But sometimes we can see ahead and realize that while you've gone in a different direction, it's still the same destination at the end. And we can see that you're having to experience different things in different ways, and that's completely fine. Every choice you make is changing your free will and the opportunities and options for you. So It is a complex thing, but it's also very easy as well. We cannot
Mhm.
impose on your free will. That is a contract that we have. It's a universal contract for this planet. However, we are allowed to step in pre before blowing yourselves up, pre before massive destruction. We understand someone sitting here right now listening to us saying, well, why couldn't you save us when we were experiencing this? Or why didn't you step in when my so and so committed suicide? And we wanted to say, we watch everything. We have the power to stop and control many and lots of and all and everything. However, we want to honor your experience. And so it's just like you wouldn't on a roller coaster ride when things get really scary and you're about to lift up or lift down. You wouldn't just say pause, actually stop. Could you stop the roller coaster? I'd like to get out now. You have to continue on, and we support you with your highs and lows. And you can't just sort of pull out and back out. When you suddenly realize it's too hard, or you've gone on the wrong path, we encourage and support you for all your paths. We feel like we have gone off topic. Pardon, we've been
Oh,
distracted.
no, that is great. No, that description made a lot of sense. So thank you. Um, so in the spirituality realm, there's different terms that are used, and many people will use the terms love and light as terms of like condolences or terms of endearment. What do those terms actually mean to you when using love and light?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we work at a frequency of unconditional love, and so unfortunately, you can't have that purity on your planet in your lifetime. So you can get smidgens of them, and the best you can with the heavy density of that planet. And so the version of love that you're experiencing is the higher vibrations. So you're basically, when you're greeting someone or saluting someone, you're wishing that they have higher vibrations with love, and be uplifted with happy thoughts. And the idea of love is overused. The word is overused, and so it kind of gets diluted because uh, you once used to share love with true intent, true emotion. So when you would wish someone love, you truly felt that love and you emoted that. And so now it's got a bit sort of, we want to say sometimes lazy, where you say love and light, but it's a saying more than you're really emoting true love to someone, which is raising their vibrations. And then the light is also raising their frequency. So you've got frequency and vibration, which is all trying to uplift. And so it's a good nice thing, but it is just like you commonly say, hello, how are you doing? I'm fine, thank you very much. It is just a greeting now, and we want it to be a bit more respectful. We want it to be truly honorable, and we want you to follow your words with true intent and motive. And so while this is a lesson for some, we're trying to explain the misuse of language has really sort of derailed and also heavied the humanity's consciousness collective, because when you misuse something and doesn't follow through with the same integrity, it's lost in translation. And so we'd like to ask you now, when you wish people love, to truly feel that as you say that word, and actually all words. We want
Mhm.
you to be able to really feel all of the words that you say, because words have meaning. And this will correct you if you were saying something that's not quite true, and something that you should be sharing and feeling and exploring and expanding with. So, next time you say love to someone, we would like you to really feel that and feel how good that is for you, because not only are you sharing good wishes and high vibrations to someone and to honor them and respect them, you're also feeling that. So that gives you the boost as well. So we want you to love each other and keep saying that you love each other and feel it and see how naturally your vibration will rise. And so there's as much love, true love, unconditional love is balance, it's harmony, It is so encompassing. It is so pure. It is so accepting. It is so nurturing. It is so supportive. It is all the positives and it is none of the negatives. And so, love, true unconditional love, is so sacred and special. And it's what everyone is learning, yearning to experience and marinate themselves in. And sometimes you can experience that with meditation, quantum sessions. There's many ways that you can experience the higher frequencies of unconditional love. Even being high on some drugs, you can achieve that. And so, you're all really ultimately trying to get back to that natural state that you all are from, which is unconditional loving beings.
Yes. Wow. Very powerful. Thank you. So that kind of leads into my next question as to if you can explain what exactly is frequency and how would you describe vibration? Like when people say, raising your frequency or raising your vibration,
Mm.
can you explain that for us?
Yes, we're trying to find the right analogy for this because it is an important one. Because we do say this often, and you don't see yourself as anything really more than just a body with some feelings. And we were trying to figure out the right analogy to be able to say frequency. So, what we're going to say is we're going to use vibration as the happier you feel and the most joy you feel and the most balanced you feel, those are high vibrations. And so get really excited, get really giggly and jumpy and excited and really hyper, and you'll find your natural vibration, your heart rate will go up. That's raising your vibration. And so when we're saying we want you to raise your vibration, we're sort of saying raise that emotion, raise that energy, raise your consciousness to stop being, what do we say, sitting on the couch. And so
Mhm.
sometimes people are wondering why they're not connected as much, or why they're sort of feeling alone, or what's this lull. And so, great news, big shocking news. You've heard it first from us. You can raise your vibration and frequency by yourself. You do not need to have a party, lots of friends, or even supportive people around you. You are able to do this by yourself, have a dance party by yourself, and raise your vibration and frequency. And that will make you just feel much more happier within yourself. And so we're wanting you to have those higher emotions, those happier emotions, to try and connect yourself back to that unconditional being. Because when you are happy and dancing and singing along, you do not care about the heavy negative 3D stuff that's starting to consume you more and more and more once you think about it. And so when you lower your vibration, you are attracting and marinating yourself in all the troubles, all the fears, all the worries, all the lack, all the sadness, and you might as well just go down to the garden and eat worms because life is just so terrible. And so
Mhm.
you can understand why we want you to be high vibrational, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be feeling with joy within yourself. And we want to keep reminding you again, you are in full control of whether you are down in that garden with your sad face eating worms. And we know this is a silly analogy, but we want to make light out of this. Or then you can be having a dance party by yourself, being your best rock star and owning that stage and just loving yourself and loving your dance moves and just feeling the music and the vibration. And so we understand that this is really simplistic terms, but it is very important, because when you raise your vibration, when you enjoy your happy times by yourself and even with others, we want you to continue on and be that ray of sunshine. Raising your vibration is like magnetizing you to happier unconditional states, whereas with those lower dimensions, you're wanting to magnetize and push yourself away, so you're almost the opposite. You're not attracting the negative, you're rejecting the negative, you're powering yourself out of that negativity, that those negative things cannot touch you. It is, when you have those two magnets and you flip them over and one is repelled, and we want you to just repel the negative. We want you to boost yourself. We want to boost you. We want you to boogie your booster. We want to boost your boogie out of the low funk and be able to enjoy the higher dimensions and frequencies, which you easily can do simply by just starting to put one song on, and within minutes you're going to be high vibe. And if you're not necessarily the most happiest dancer, or you don't find much joy in music, we suggest you find something else that gives you great things. But music is so beautiful. There is every genre, every sound possible for you to resonate with. And so we almost challenge one person to not find any music that's uplifting, because this is a gift for humanity. And we are also distracting ourselves once again with the conversation. So we are sorry for that. So this is about raising your vibration, raising your happiness. And of course, you cannot have the full complexity experience of human life without the lows. So don't think that we're trying to say fake it and just be happy and skip all the lows. There is very good important experiences having low emotions and experiencing it. And so when you pick yourself up and move forward and raise your vibration, that was a beautiful learning experience. Remembering every time you pick yourself up and raise your vibration, you're training and teaching yourself that you are in control of this. You've got this. Nothing has broken you before. Nothing will break you again. And you are stronger than ever before.
Wonderful. I love that answer. Thank you. So now, does that correlate when someone raises their vibration? Does that have anything to do with ascension? So if someone says they're on a path of ascension, what does that mean?
Ascension is, yes, it is, because you're trying to get out of the 3D and into the 5D. And so fifth dimension. So raising your frequency and vibration, magnetizing, pushing away those lower density energies, which are really in the 3D, and being able to boost yourself up to be more balanced, more happy. And we understand some people are listening and resisting to be happy. They're feeling too miserable. They don't want happiness. They're literally saying to us, ugh, yuck, gross. No, I'm not going to be happy. Love it here. Love it in 3D. Loving it in 3D. As they say, very miserable and alone. So we want to say to the people who are wanting to truly ascend, and they're taking this very seriously, the more elevated you make your emotions, and the more you just release the nonsense and the dramas that do no longer serve you in the 3D, and you don't actually feed it. We want to say to you now that 3D is almost like a hungry little monster. And if you feed it your attention and give it lots of your time, it will get bigger and bigger. It will get fatter and lazier and all sorts of things. It will start having some friends around, and suddenly you'll have a big 3D party and a big problem on your hands. So we're wanting to again make light of this situation, because we want to add humor in anytime we can, because this is not so serious. So we want you to understand that we've distracted ourselves again because we're seeing the monsters that are having fun in 3D. And so we're wanting you to raise your vibration, because the more you raise your vibration, you're going to be less worried about the 3D and ignore the monsters. And you're going to find the other high vibrational beings, because you are then a magnet to other people who are the same frequency as you and the same vibration, and they don't care about the small 3D drama or either. They're wanting to be upliftment, they're wanting to talk about ideas rather than people, and they're wanting to nurture their spirituality growth and really trust their intuition, and they're on a different path. They're talking about concepts and really nurturing themselves through their growth and not getting stuck and triggered and talking about their monsters, for example. So we are wanting to say that this is part of you raising yourself mentally. You need to be mentally prepared for the shift and into the fifth dimension. So it is an easier transition. Can you drag someone who is having lots of parties with 3D monsters onto the new earth, for example? Yes, you can, because that being is also experiencing this experience of very deep 3D. So while you think, hey, wait, they haven't done any of their inner work, how did they jump onto New Earth? And we will say, remember that this isn't your first time in a life. And so if you have chosen to have the 3D party with the monsters, That is because you're probably quite an advanced being already. You've already mastered 3D, you've already mastered 5D. You're here to have a party, to enjoy what all humanity has to offer for you right now, while you're actually saving space, and your energetic energy that you're providing for the planet and for humanity is much better than what other people can see. So you can't judge a book by its cover, and you cannot judge a person by how they are representing themselves to the world. You do not know without tapping into their higher selves and their subconscious actually what they're doing here. While they may look like they're a mischief, they could actually be big advanced beings who are transmuting energy and doing a lot of light work and a lot of raising the frequencies, and they're really a gift to humanity. So while we
Mm.
see those people and love those people and all know those people who look like they're enjoying way too much having parties with 3D monsters, we want to say, do not give up on hope, and do not think that that means instantly they're going to stay on the old earth. That does not equate to it. So remember, you are merely just a representation of this lifetime, what you see now. However, you have to actually understand you are multidimensional beings, and you're having this one experience as a human right now. So you cannot judge truly who a person is inside and etherically.
Yeah, so true. And a great reminder. Thank you. What would you say is the best way to communicate and connect with God or the source energy?
Mhm. Well, you are already part of that energy. You are already connected
Mm.
in. You are, a significant, important piece to it, like everyone else. And so we would ask you, what is your connection? What is your need to connect while you're supposed to be doing your homework, focusing on your lifetime right now? Do you want
Mm.
encouragement? Do you want support? Do you want reassurance? Do you want love? Do you want attention? What would you like? We have to ask yourself, we would like you to ask yourself, why would you like to connect in with God? Is it something that you're needing externally? Because you can provide all the answers and all the support within yourself. And so we understand that God is a very popular, a popular request. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there is more to God than what you have been told in your storybooks. And so it is sometimes quite shocking for, say, a religious person to hear that you are part of God.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not supposed to be equal. Ugh, you're supposed to be me,
Right.
little and tiny and insignificant, and we will rule you, we will control you, we will direct you to do X, Y, and Z on our demands and give us money for it too. And we
Right.
understand that
Gotcha.
we understand that we are maybe offending people who love their religions, and we are not trying to convert anyone. We are trying to say, be careful of what you follow for anything. Be careful who you're
Mm-hmm.
following, because you should be following yourself. You should be so in tune with your gut intuition, with your inner knowing, that you don't need to seek outside sources of anything. You really should be able to search within yourself. And this is the most powerful thing you can learn. The most powerful thing you can empower yourself with is raising your own frequency, loving yourself, honoring your little 3D monsters, because sometimes you still need to understand and learn and grow from that. So don't be afraid of experiencing the full human life. This is why you're here. You must experience it all.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So is there anything like would diet, drugs, or alcohol impact our connection with God or source energy?
Mhm. Okay, so diet, drugs, and alcohol consumables, which can obviously alter your state of mind and your state of body. But would you be disconnected from your leg if you had
Right.
diet, or took drugs,
N-
or alcohol?
no.
No. So you are to see that you are always a part of the divine. You are the divine. You are all the divine. You are all connected. You're all spiritually one. You are well connected. So we want to sort of say, while there are some things that impact, yes, if you drank a big liter of some sort of spirit, yeah, you probably would start seeing your own sort of spirits. You would start getting very out of body for many reasons, and it's not sort of something how you would truly be able to connect with the spiritual world. But there are some people that do need to release their judgments on themselves, release their blocks, and to be able to really connect into themselves at a more higher spiritual level. They may need to have some encouragement or some inability, something to remove their inhibitions, so then they can stop blocking themselves and limiting themselves. And so we see that many people, and from many different cultures, have used mind altering substances to be able to help elevate them. Is this something that we want you to encourage doing on a daily basis? No, because you can always connect with us. So it is about using another crutch. But once you realize you can get to it, and once you realize that you are always capable of accessing us, just like you're always capable of accessing your legs, and we're quickly scanning, and there's no one listening here that has no legs. So we know that you can all respect what we're trying to say about and it is always within you. You're always able to touch your leg, feel your leg, communicate with your leg, ignore your leg, do many things with your legs. And so that is the analogy we would like you to use about connecting in spirituality and connecting into the bigger dimensions and the higher dimensions and your higher self and your team, because it's always within you. And maybe we think we could have used an organ to represent it more, because an extension of yourself is a leg. So we're always trying to figure out the most appropriate analogies to be able to help you visualize this information as well as comprehend it.
Yes. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So within the spiritual realm of work, we hear a lot about quantum energy work. What does quantum mean exactly?
We love humans who need to label everything. And so quantum metaphysics and quantum is really about the other dimensions that is not quantifiable to what you're experiencing in the plane of your existentialism. And so this is it's about the other dimensions, so we're always trying to simplify it. So quantum is the bigger everything else that you can't see and feel and know. And so we are saying that while there is much that you need to know, there's also nothing you need to know about your further existences and experiences from your current lifetime that you are focusing on now. Of course, there are some very sticky blocks and some triggers for people that is responsible from other past lifetimes. But this is something you wanted to overcome. So sometimes when you know, when you have the keys to unlock all the doors, which is so easy to unlock keys, done. I've done my homework now. No, you have not. You have cheated in some ways because you haven't learned how to open the door another way. And so using a key can be fantastic, but also you're sort of defeating almost the purpose of experiencing and unpacking it and learning and growing naturally and organically versus a fast path of opening up the keys. Of course, there are some things that just don't quite really work for you and resonate for you. So we are more than happy as your spiritual team to be able to open up some of those keys for you to fasten your track, because some of the things are still sticking that you've already outgrown, but you haven't been able to fully release it. Sometimes it's stuck. We want to say it is like chewing gum on your shoe, and sometimes you have to walk and step a few more times to kind of release it potentially, but you never deserve that gum because that was to show you don't stand on dog poop. So we have totally gone off path with that analogy, but some things just stick on you and you don't need to hold on to them anymore. So we are able to be the vacuum cleaners and to be able to help shimmer off things. Of course, Everyone wants their own inner work to be done by other people, and others, and including ourselves. And we say, yes, they're so cute. It is so cute that you would like us to open all the doors and the keys to the universe for you. That is absolutely what we would love to do for you. However, we're looking at your life contract and you have many things that you would like to experience. And so we're not going to rip you off or shortcut you for this growth because you have requested this. And we honored, you honored us when we were having physical experiences and you were watching our life contracts and honoring our needs. And so we are doing the same thing for you. There is so much that we could say about this.
Nice. Well, thank you. And I have a personal question. Um, and it's interesting everything that you've said just in your last response, but um, I've had a close like draw to Jesus and Mary Magdalene and have just really been listening and absorbing a lot of stories and information about their lives and just kind of wondering like why am I why am I being pulled into, I mean, it's super fascinating and I love hearing the, I guess the truth or whatnot outside of the Bible stories. But I've just been really drawn to them and to their work and the truth of Jesus and his teachings and just his life in general.
So you're attracted to unconditional loving approach to living life and wanting to share that way with others. Interesting. We want to say congratulations to you because that is the purpose of life, truly, is to be able to live a selfless life where you see other people's needs and wanting to share love, unprofound love, no judgment, nurturing, supporting, and living truly as a love vehicle and to be able to honor and nurture and to put aside your own requirements, your own needs, and your own, well, you're not neglecting yourself, but
No.
you're honoring yourself, but by being able to really profoundly connect to others and help others, nurture them, not necessarily give them all the keys, but be able to give them love and guidance so they can have love and guidance for themselves. And so you are attracted to true humanitarians who see themselves more as true humanitarians rather than they having other agendas. They're not trying to like people for followers or likes. They are generally wanting to help each individual person because they see each individual person. And not only do they see the lives and the roles that they're playing in this lifetime when they were alive, but they can see the bigger beings that they were. And so they were honoring the souls who were having these human experiences. And this is so attractive to you because this is exactly how you and your morals and ethics for you, how you work and how you live and how you see people. You are such an unconditional being. You still have that within you. And so that is your true agenda, is to truly love profoundly yourself and others. And so there's always a balance there. And so you are attracted to their way of life because it's giving you great moral support and it is helping you with your moral compass. And so you are impressed and in awe of their skill sets and how they have been able to transmute their beautiful energy to humanity. But you're not forgetting the big things that are also being taught there. They were still human. They were still experiencing their 3D. They were still experiencing their challenges, and so they were balancing things. We're not expecting everyone to be perfect. It's almost saying it's good or bad.
Right.
There is no perfect. And so you're learning and experiencing and growing constantly. And as soon as you think that you've already mastered something, or as soon as you think you deserve something, check your ego. And we're not saying this to you. We're saying to other people who get comfortable in their spot. They get comfortable in their belief system of who they are or what they know. And so you must keep advancing yourself. Do not go stale, do not go stagnant.
Yes. Yes. Totally. Thank you. I feel like I'm always searching and never really settling, but
You're searching for that feeling of being marinated in unconditional love because that is your
oh,
most comfortable. And we want to say to you that you are the most gentle, unconditional, loving being that you can be here on this earth, because your heart and your intention and your integrity is so pure and so real, and it is vulnerable to you, because you see the world not so much the same as you. And so this is hard for you to understand, because it's so easy and it's so beautiful, and you feel so much joy and grace when you are like that. And so it's so confusing to you when people are wanting to hold on and have big parties with their monsters. And so you understand and see, and you don't judge, and you nurture and support them. But you honestly know how easy it is to have life when you are seeing things from a bigger perspective, with a pure, but beautiful heart of unconditional love. And life is so easy when you approach it the way that you do. And so you are still judging yourself because you think you're still not doing it right, or you're doing it wrong, or you're not good enough. And we say, stop that judgment, because it no longer serves you. You cannot keep squeezing unconditional love out of yourself and still judging it for something that it's not. And so please be kind to yourself, honor yourself, because everything that you're doing naturally is so perfect and beautiful that you sometimes over worry, and then that brings down your vibration.
No. Yes, that makes sense. Thank you so much. Thank you. That felt really special. Thank you.
Mary,
And
Mary wants to come in, and so does Jesus,
okay.
and they want to honor you for understanding and accepting that they were merely human as well, and they did have a very purposeful role for humanity, to love and to show and to be good role models. And the pressure of that was great, but they could feel so deeply and compassionate, and they definitely wanted to help nurture the humanity in the most profoundest and softest of ways. But they had to learn as well. While they were um, very special and higher, their veils were not fully removed, so they could see things from an easier perspective, a higher perspective. They still had to be taught that and learn from that, and they made many mistakes growing up, but they were around amazing supportive people who knew their roles. And so they were in a very great advantage point, because they were sort of saved from a lot of the lower emotion, like the lower density experiences. And so while they were nurtured and grown and trained and taught and supported in the best ways possible, it was very helpful for them to be able to have that. But reality is, not everyone is raised with that experience and nurtured and taught and trained in those ways. And so please remember that it takes a village to provide and to create beauty within it and strength within it. And Mary and Jesus would like to say that they want to honor all the other all the other people that saw and helped them and support them through their mission, because it was hard. Their missions were hard, but their missions were very valuable and important, and they are very proud of all that they did and all that they could teach. And they honor people who want to help humanity purely, with pure heart and intentions, because they know it's very hard sometimes and very challenging, especially when it almost seems like you're the only being that can do it. And so they know it sometimes can be lonely, and they acknowledge that they were very grateful for each other's connection and support, because they could see the true, pure intention and integrity that they had for each other and for their own work. And so there was never ego, there was only compassion and love and support. And of course, they had some moments, but they were still human. But they still remembered the mission that they had was greater than themselves. And so, this is what is making you feel so connected, is because you were very supportive to them, and they are now honoring you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's very beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we just want to say that sometimes it's hard to be the only one feeling like you're standing in a very strong wind. And
Mhm.
when you have the support and nurture of others standing side by side close to you, holding your heart, embracing you and supporting you while you're supporting and embracing each other, no wind, no storm can blow you away and knock you
Mhm.
over. The strength in numbers and the compassion that you have for others makes you so much more stronger than standing alone.
Yes, very beautiful.